do that by ensuring that the students adhere to the school rules and regulations, which also brings us to the point of, do you yourself know the rules and regulations of the school? Because if you don't, then how do you enforce that if you do not know? So ensure that the rules of the school rules and regulations are conspicuously displayed in all the classrooms, in the notice boards, so that the students know what they ought to follow. Then also, things like the school routine, ensure that they are conspicuously displayed so that the students know. And that way, you are able to ensure high levels of discipline. We also say that you need to facilitate fair and just punishment. I say what is good for the geese is also good for the gander, or what is good for the gander should also be good for the geese. We are saying that all students should be treated fairly, equally. All students should be treated with fairness and justice. I say be firm, fair, and just. Do not be this kind of student who wants to punish a group of students who are on the wrong, but she realizes that in this group there is a discipline. In this group there is a equipment. In this group there is an area mate. And therefore, she changes mind and tells them that next time I will punish you if you come in late. Then she starts. Another group of students comes, and because she doesn't know anything, or she doesn't know any one of them, or none of them is a close associate, anawaambia leo ndio mtajua sheria ya shule mimi ni nani. Anawaambia kazi yenu lazima mfagie the whole compound. That is not being fair. That is not being just. All students should be treated equally. And when you do that, you earn the respect of the students because they know that you are fair and just. And as we deal with this element of fairness and just punishment, we should be very careful about the kind of punishments that we give to students. The punishments should not be degrading. The punishments should not affect the self-esteem of students. For example, telling them to walk, to kneel and walk on their knees. That should not be the case. I also talked about, as we deal with these punishments, let's deal within the applicable legal parameters, because you could do something that eventually it not only brings problems to the principal, to the teachers, but also to you as a person. So be very, very careful. We talked about a quality there called emotional intelligence. And emotional intelligence means that do not try to compete with the student. You know, occasionally as a prefect, you feel that this student is disrespecting you. And therefore you need to show that you are the person in charge here. You are the prefect here. If a student challenges your authority and you realize that you are getting angry, step back. Step back. And by stepping back, I simply mean let the student go. They will feel that they are gone. Then you come back later. Maybe you will raise the issue with the captain or with the teachers and say this student did this and this. Because if you act in anger, you can do something stupid that you leave to regret. Yes, so be emotionally intelligent. Do not act out of anger. Do not act out of emotion. We say promote responsibility and accountability. Responsibility is a situation whereby students do what is expected of them without anybody reminding them. And we do that through a lot of constant talking, a lot of constant persuasion, and also by doing it. For example, you eat. When you eat, clean after yourself. The others will see, this is how it should be done. And then you influence. We say you achieve more through influence than through coercion. There is also accountability. The opposite of responsibility is what? Accountability. That when you make a mistake or you do something wrong, then you should be held answerable for that mistake. Like if a student does not clean the class that they are supposed to clean, then the attendant punishment should follow. But we are saying the punishment should be fair and just. It should be corrective, not punitive. It should be something that is corrective but not punitive. So, what is the strategy therefore to ensure that